My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Alright, today is March 1st, 2022. It is what time? 4 o'clock, 4:06. Alright, this is video number 2, and this video I'm gonna share 2 articles with you that I came across while I was doing video number 1, and I thought I'll just remove them and put them on a video by themselves. Let's go in my back end just to see something for record purposes. I'm gonna refresh it. Oh, I have some more subscribers. New subscribers, welcome. All right, still $259.01. By 6 o'clock, I need to check and see what happened. By then I probably will finish. I'll just put a screenshot. All right, so let's go on Twitter for the first tweet, and it has to do with an article. All right, this is where I got it from. Okay, Duchess Meghan teams up with Anita Hill to celebrate historic Supreme Court nomination. All right, Duchess Meghan teams up with Anita Hill to celebrate historic Supreme Court. If you guys don't know who Anita Hill is, you need to search it up, because when Thomas, what's that Supreme Court judge? Thomas something. Thomas, I forgot his last name. Thomas something. So when he was nominated, Anita Hill came, that's right on top of my head. Okay, let's see if my memory serves me well. She came out to say that he had abused her and did certain things while she was working under him. All right, so they approve him anyway. Let's look it up. Okay, Anita Hill. Anita Hill. All right, this is her. Wow, she's aging very well. She's aging very well. Wow. And this is her, where she was testifying, I believe during the Thomas, I keep on saying Thomas, but Marco is coming out of my head, but we know Marco is for Meghan's father. Maybe that's why I can't remember. Thomas something. Okay, before Christine Blasey Ford. Okay, let's look at her background. Okay, let me do that for you. Okay, Anita Hill is an American lawyer, educator, and author. She is a professor of social policy, law, and women's studies at Brandeis University and a faculty member of the University Heller School for Social Policy and Management. Okay, okay, let's see. Anita Hill relationship. Okay, let's see here. Anita Hill has not revealed her partner's romper. Anita is in a relationship with Chuck Malone, who is the insurance business. They have been together for a long time, but they aren't married yet. Interesting. I didn't know about that, but Thomas, Clarence Thomas. Okay, that's it. I know there was a Thomas. It's Clarence Thomas. All right, Anita Hill. Let's say, to get a more perspective of what I was saying, Anita Hill, let's say issue, not relationship, issue with what's the name? Clarence Thomas. Okay, Clarence. Okay, Hill said on October 11, 1991, in televised hearing that Thomas had sexually harassed her while he was her supervisor at the Department of Education and the EEOC. All right, so that was the part that I was talking about regarding her. All right, so there's more. You guys could go look. So I only mentioned it because I wanted to see if my little memories serve me well. All right, these are some of the comments. I'm gonna finish with some of the comments in here, go into the article, and then after the article, I'll go to the next tweet. Okay, the civil rights history of tomorrow is being written today. The Duchess told Hill for a new essay. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, Black History Month. Okay, while others remain focused on trivial matters of zero importance, Meghan is always laser focused on matters of importance and always looking at the big picture. Yep, she is positive change agent who is extremely good at expressing herself so eloquently and confidently. Exactly. Bravo. For a minute, I thought maybe that was a quote from the article. All right, so this is her opinion on this. Exact. Okay, bravo, Meghan. The haters will gonna hate again. Okay, and yawn. All right, so that's for you. Oh, the Rangers Island will be lit. Another bandwagon to jump on. What? Hill asked Meghan to contribute. Oh, really? That's the way it went. She asked. The thing is that, you see, people with great mind know what's really important. Right now, we are in a place where disinformation, because they want young people to get involved. If young people are not involved, our future is gonna be done with, because the misinformation is poisoning so many people. So why did, okay, I don't know if this is true from the comment. The minute I read it, I already understood why. If it is true, Hill asked Meghan to contribute. If she asked her to contribute, it's because it's the young people Meghan and Harry has behind them. So when Harry and Meghan get involved, they bring along the young people. So this is the way you get young people involved, because they follow Harry and Meghan. If she were to do this on her own, okay, different articles mentioning it, I would not know. Okay, I would not have known. But they want them to be involved in it. That way, other young people could be educated and aware of things. All right. And Harry, well, both of them pretty much, but based on one of those interviews where Meghan was saying, you know, she has not advisors, mentors. That's the word she used. She has mentors where certain things are offered to her. Okay, she discussed it with her mentors. Is this a good pick? Should I align myself with it? And all of this. So she get good people around her to help her make wise decision. I've said this before a long time. I had the squad came after me like I was hating on Meghan. I was like, no, nobody of power knows everything. Sometimes when you know certain things, you sometimes need other people to help you. Look at when President Obama was in office. All right, he brings smart people around him to help him make wise decision. Okay, so instead of people who's bringing people around you to just say yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, you're not gonna get the good direction, good advice. So this is the same thing that I see with Meghan here. So her line of work align with Anita Hill. Okay, not only Anita Hill's history of things. Look at how I already knew about her with Clarence Thomas. Okay, is that the kind of work she's, look at it, she's a professor. So these are bright people. So Meghan already aligned with her from that standpoint, but depend on what the conversation, the op-ed was gonna be about. So Meghan probably you know, see, oh, that's a good fit. Let me add my name to that since you asked me. All right, so she could easily said no. All right, let me read some few more comments and then I'll go into the article. Wait, what? Duchess Meghan, not writing by Omid. Okay, fantastic. She is an incredible woman. Love them both. Okay, I smell a little hateration in the air. I'm telling you, this GIF always get me. Hateration. Oh my goodness. Yes, I want President of the United States 44 to nominate Anita Hill for Supreme Court of the United States. I love this woman. Hoop hoop. Such an awesome event. All right, let's go to the article now. Okay, I'm prolonging you and you guys could easily fast forward. This is the article. The link will be in the description. All right, so you could check it yourself. And I'll be inserting my opinion as I read. Okay, Duchess Meghan teams up with Anita Hill to celebrate historic Supreme Court nomination. Quote, the civil rights history of tomorrow is being written today. End quote, the Duchess told Hill for a new essay. Wow. So this is by Chelsea Sanchez, February 28, 2022. So that was yesterday. All right, let's see here. Duchess Meghan and Anita Hill are lauding a Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson for becoming the first black woman to be nominated to the United States Supreme Court. And by the way, we have the first Hispanic, which was nominated by President Obama. All right, so this one is the first black woman. Okay, last week, President Joe Biden fulfilled a campaign promise when he announced that Jackson will be his nominee to replace Justice Stephen Breyer, who will retire at the end of the current term. And a new essay written by Anita Hill for URL, the Duchess of Sussex, reflected on the history-making ramification of the information. All right, so there's this one here. So maybe I could read both of them as well. I'll come back to this. Again, the links will be in the description. Okay, the Brandeis University professor explained that in connection with Meghan, the quote thought of moment in modern history where black women of stature and credential enter arena once thought to be inaccessible, end quote. Hill added of the Duchess, quote, while her role over the past few years hasn't been that of a federal judge or elected officials, I cannot help but see a measure of parallelism, giving her experience navigating uncharted territory as a black woman, end quote. Meanwhile, Meghan told Hill that Jackson's nomination is another reminder that black achievement is integral to the story of America. Quote, the civil rights history of tomorrow is being written today. Wow. End quote. The Duchess said, quote, Judge Jackson's nomination has opened new ground for women representation at the highest level of a judicial system that for too long has tilted against the very community she hails from. For the millions of young women who will rightfully find inspiration from this moment, let's remind ourselves that black achievement is something that exists not just today or yesterday, and not just in moment of celebration, but as a fabric woven into the entire chronicle of the American history, end quote. Okay, this is the nominee. Jackson, a former federal public defender, was previously nominated by then President Barack Obama, I didn't know that, to be a U.S. District Court judge in 2012 and was later confirmed to the U.S. Court of Appeal for the District of Columbia Circuit with bipartisan support in 2021. Announcing his nominee pick last week, Biden praised Jackson for her service on the Court of Appeal. Quote, her opinion are always carefully reasoned, tethered to precedent, and demonstrate respect for how the law impact everyday people, end quote, he said. Quote, okay, it doesn't mean she puts her thumb on the scale of justice one way or the other, but she understands the broader impact of her decision, end quote. So that was it. So she had proven herself in the Court of Appeal, and this is what everybody wants. That's all people want, to follow the law. That's it. Once the law is written, people follow it. And when you go to court, for whatever the reason might be, we want people to follow the rule of law, not to be preferable treatment for one or another. Just follow the law. That's all people want. And she has proved herself. Good for her. All right, so the link of this will be in the description. Now I did say I want to go into this. Okay, and let me go into this and see what this is all about. Again, this one will also be in the description. Oh, so this is the thing that okay, let me put this in there as well so you guys could read it. This was not part of it, it's through the article. All right, they put the link. So there's here Anita Hill, Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination to the Supreme Court signal historic change. All right, so that was also yesterday, February 28, 2022. This is the article. Okay, Anita Hill. Okay, let's see here. I watched anxiously as President Joe Biden approached the podium flanked by two black women. President Biden was about to make history yet again. And by the way, for some of you who are new on this channel, go to my other channel, APTS Team Sussex. I made there's a video that I have that listed all of the judges that President Biden had already some court judicial benches that he already filled. Someone had a thread of all of that, and I share it with you. All right. So let's continue here. I just read this yet again. With Vice President Kamala Harris by his side, this first woman of color to serve in the role, the announcement that was weeks in the making was finally spoken into existence. Within minutes of their entrance into the Grand Hall, a commitment that was over 200 years in the making was official. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson became the first black woman nominee for a seat on the United States Supreme Court. As I was reading this, and I remember when President Obama first term, all right, when he won his presidential nominee to be president, and when they were looking at who should be his vice president, and everybody was thinking it's gonna be a woman and this and that, and I think President Obama knew what he was doing, and he knew what some of the baggages that were to come if he had choose Hillary Clinton. So instead, what's his name? He passed. McCain went and chose that other one. I don't even want to mention her name. And started that freaking Tea Party thing. All right, so. But anyway, that crossed my mind as I was reading this. I don't know why I brought it up. But let's continue the article. Okay, all of the potential nominees on President Biden's short list had the educational and professional experience an associate justice of the Supreme Court should have. Each one had an inspiring life story and impressive credential. The scrutiny given to the woman being considered focused the country's attention on the value of having a black woman on the Supreme Court. The president had pledged to name a black woman to the court, but I could not be certain that this barrier would be overcome until it was. And after the press conference ended, I sat up straighter and felt grateful to have witnessed another glass ceiling that was shattered in my lifetime. I guess one of them to see President Obama, first black president, and now first black and Hispanic Supreme Court justice. All right, Supreme Court judges. Okay, journalist Nicole Hannah John credit Black American for making, quote, our democracy founded ideal, end quote, true. Black women contribution to that progress have often been overlooked. Jackson's nomination is a product of our work, and her story symbolizes our success in achieving it. But she is more than a symbol of black women's contribution to America's democracy. And this is what I was saying on that rant I went on, is going to be on APTS Team Sussex, about where Europe, Ukraine need to think. I list a whole bunch of people, African American, Native American, Hispanic, Asian, those minority groups, especially Stacey Abrams, to make this change happen, to have President Biden as president, because it was a lot of work. They put roadblock after roadblock to prevent Biden to become president. So in order for Trump to be president, so he could turn a blind eye of what's going on in Ukraine. Okay, so Ukraine and Europe need to, when they see young black men or African American is being killed on the street, they need to speak up, find out who are those companies who's funding those Republicans, who's putting those roadblocks. Okay, this is the chain of event that I see here, to put pressure on those business people who are funding those Republicans, who's putting roadblocks after roadblocks to prevent minorities from voting, to vote. All right, this is how Europe could help African American, because without what we just did here, that 2020 election was they needed America to close that circle, to have put and destroy, literally destroy Europe. All right, but with Biden there, it put a halt. The thing is still going on, but there's a halt. Okay, it shows, America is not gonna turn a blind eye. Okay, and considering the gravity of before I continue, let me not say just minorities. There were some good white people who saw the gutter that Trump was taking the country down, and they did the right thing. Okay, so very few white people who did the right thing as well. All right, so I don't want to leave them behind. But if it wasn't the galvanization of Stacey Abrams and many countless of foot soldiers who saw the downward the country was going, okay, to make people go out and vote to have Biden in office, this is what I'm saying here. All right, and when you see one person is being unjustified in the court system, on the street, and all of that, people need to speak up. All right, but for Europe, in order for them to help minorities in the U.S., is those companies who's funding those Republicans, who's putting those roadblocks for African American. That's how you could help us. Okay, and considering the gravity of how this announcement must feel to so many, I thought of moment in modern history where black women of stature and credential enter arena once thought to be inaccessible. I was recently able to connect with one of these women, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and while her role over the past few years hasn't been that of a federal judge or elected official, I can't help but see a measure of parallelism, given her experience navigating uncharted territory as a black woman. So she's giving a nod to Meghan for all her headache, and she's still going through with the British media. This is what she's saying here. Okay, quote, the civil rights history of tomorrow is being written today. That's a quote. She said to me, wow. Okay, quote, Judge Jackson nomination has opened new ground for women's representation at the highest level of judicial system that for too long has tilted against the very community she hails from. For the millions of young women who will rightfully find inspiration from this moment, let's remind ourselves that black achievement is something that exists not just today or yesterday, and not just in a moment of celebration, but as a fabric woven into the entire chronicle of the American story. That is true. That is true. Oh my God, this picture, looking at this picture, my blood boils. I'm looking at the president, two strong black women by his side. Oh my goodness. We need to build up on it. That midterm election that's about to happen, people need to build on it. Let's not make the mistake of 2010. This is what prevent Obama to continue what he built on in the first during his presidency. Oh my goodness, two strong black women by his side. We need to keep on praying. We need to build on this. Okay, with this announcement, every girl and young woman can hold their heads high, and with more confidence, Jackson's achievement can be the example of the seemingly probable becoming the possible that change the way they think about their own potential. Jackson said that she hoped to inspire all young girls, and former President Barack Obama assured her that she had when he tweeted that the nominee had, quote, already inspired young black women like my daughters to set their sight higher. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And Jackson has inspired a generation of young girls and made generation who came before her proud. During the press conference announcing her nomination, Jackson named Judge Constance Baker Motley, the first black woman to be named to a federal court, as someone who inspired her. Wow. This is, we have to build on, on each other. This is why the haters keep on sending negativity. If we buy that negativity, we will not be able to move forward. So if we build on each other with positivity, can you imagine how far we will be? All right. And Motley, along with a historic moment this day, is for you. And Motley, along with a list of BIPOC, okay, that's Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Women my age and older, judges, legal scholars, and attorney who paved the way for this historic moment, this day is for you. To our mothers, aunts, teachers, and friends who, because of family, financial, or legal constraint, could not go to law school. Wow. But who, like my own mother, made sure that we could have a career in the legal profession, this moment is for you too. Oh my goodness. There must have been a lot of struggle. Whew. Through this appointment, we have all become more visible, knowing that our struggles were not in vain. Oh my God, this is so powerful. All right, let me see how long is this. Oh, it's almost done. Okay, in our celebration, we should recognize that influence on the law itself must be one of the benefit of having a black woman in our country's highest court. Since September, court justice routinely discuss cases and conferences. Jackson participation in the court's deliberation is one way to think about how she might have a particular sway. For example, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor had written about how Justice Thurgood Marshall profoundly influenced her. This is the thing, we build on each other. For O'Connor, Marshall's storytelling and meeting with his colleagues demonstrate, quote, the human impact of the law. And that was a quote, by the way, and counterbalance judges' tendency to view the law as abstract. If confirmed, I can only imagine that Jackson's presence in the chamber of the Supreme Court will inspire deeper intersectional thinking about the power that courts' decisions have over people's lives, and in turn, this perspective just may change the justice thinking. Yeah, my goodness. Wow. Okay, whether in a majority opinion or in a dissent, integration of these lives and experiences of women of color can support the reasoning behind decision, and dissent may one day become law. With her sharp reasoning and unwavering commitment, Justice Sonia Sotomayor, the Supreme Court's first Latinx justice and the only woman of color on the court, has been a fierce defender of the right of low-income and minority voters and other discrimination cases. Her dissent have paved the way for altering the future direction of the law. Dissenting opinion do matter. Recall, for example, how Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg not only called out her male colleagues on the bench for not understanding the way their decision impact women's chances for equality in the workplace, she also used her dissent to urge Congress to change the law that kept women from reaching full equality. Whether in dissent or as part of the majority, Ginsburg changed the law. All right, let me continue, and it's almost finished. In short, a black woman on the court, as with all diversity, has potential to expand the judicial imagination to include new ways of thinking about fairness and justice as delivered through the law. A court that reflects America offers a possibility of different approach and worldview that can respond to call from population marginalized because of their identities. The promise of this historic moment is in its potential to make the law fairer and give more people confidence that our courts are truly representative. For that, the entire country can sit up straight. And guess what? This thing, we cannot just sit up straight and think and relief. We still need to go out and vote. This thing, many people never believe in voting. The Republican knew the power of voting. This is why every time they're in office, they make sure to tilt the balance of power to their favor. So no matter the barrier that they put, you need to vote, because this is how you're gonna get what we're seeing here, especially the midterm election. I said this before. I don't know which video now, because I have tons of videos. The most mistake that we made, okay, well, the 2010 election, and then we had 2016. All right, let's not make that mistake again. No matter how they put their how do you call this, barriers after barriers, we need to go out and vote. There was one, okay, I'm done with the article. There was one article that I bookmarked and never share it with you. These are politic things, and one day I'll put it on APTS Team Sussex. This is that Kenya thing. I'll come back to that, but that wasn't the thing here. It had to do with this one. Okay? This one. I'm going to put it in this video as well. All right? I think that was it. All right, that was it. What's the other thing I wanted to do? Okay, Prince Harry file judicial review. Okay, so that was another thing I wanted to do here. All right, Prince Harry has filed for a judicial review against the Home Office for failure to allow him to pay for police protection. Cian Wine Roberts, associated in our HJA Housing Law Team explain more about judicial review and her blog. All right, so the reason I wanted to share this one with you is because they say here to explain, that was that here, to explain more about judicial review. So that was the key reason I wanted to share that with you. So there's no comment. I'm surprised nobody, the squad didn't see that one, so they retweeted out. But let's go into the article again. This article, maybe I cannot read it. If I cannot read it, I'll put the link anyway. All right, and after this, that will be it. All right, I thought this was something to share. Prince Harry versus Home Office, Part 1. What is a judicial review? Maybe this could be by itself. Let's see how long it is. Okay, not that long. I'll tag it along here. Okay, so she's gonna explain what is a judicial review by Sion Wine Robert, Associate, Housing Human Rights Challenges Judicial Review, Housing Right, February 28, 2022. Okay, the Duke, all right, I don't want to chat. The Duke of Sussex is understood to have recently filed a claim for judicial review against the Home Office for their failure to allow him to privately pay for police protection when he and his family visit the UK. And this also brings to mind, okay, you guys gonna hate it that I'm interrupting between, but I need to do that the same way when I do videos. Okay, when I put another video in my in some of my videos, I need to interrupt in between to give my ideas. That way I don't just read this. The thing is that when Harry had made a complaint to, I believe is IPSO, regarding the newspapers who were printing lied about him and stuff like that, and they just said that the newspaper didn't do anything wrong, so they turn a blind eye. So from now on, anything that happened where Harry tried to do it, you know, do the proper steps to get what he needed, once those things are shut down to the proper office, he goes to the court. All right, so he's telling the court, I don't know if the judicial review has to go to the court, is that it's to review or their finding based of them telling me no, I cannot pay for police and due to my status and all of that. Are they doing the right thing? Are they following the law? This is my understanding of this. So she's gonna explain what is the judicial review. Okay, whilst the claim itself has not yet been made public, I will predict that it will focus on the discretion that the police have to provide special services under, okay, was it S2E31 Police Act 1996. I may have read this. All right, let's find out what this is. Let's go to Google. All right, this is what Google is for. When you see, I'm gonna go back to the other article. All right, so this is what she's saying the thing will be focusing on when they're reviewing Harry's thing. The chief officer of police of a police force may provide, at the request of any person, special police services at any premises or in any locality in the police area for which the forces is maintained, subject to the payment to the F1 local police body of charges on such scale as may be determined by, okay, so this is what's in the book. So this is where they're gonna focus on. This is what this person is saying. So she knows what's up, and this is why some of the squad be bringing screenshot of different people who have hired the police to do different things. So this is that. All right, so let's go back to the article. So now that I know what this is, let's continue. To allow a person to privately hire the police. All right, so when you're hearing those haters, the derangers coming, oh, Harry cannot do this, cannot do that. So Harry knows what he's talking about. Okay, he knows what he's talking about, and he knows he has people to advise him and stuff like that, and he knows too. Harry is a smart man. All right, so let me continue. Quote, the chief officer of police, oh shit, this is the thing I just read. If I knew, this is the thing here. The chief officer of police of a police force may provide, at the request of any person, special police services at any premises or in any locality in the police area for which the force is maintained, subject to the payment to the local policing body of charges on such scales as may be determined by that body. Okay, So this is the same thing what I just Googled, and this is what she put here. The wording of the act means that the police may provide services to an individual at a private fee. They do not have to. Wow. So she's explaining it. This is it. There is no guidance within the act itself as to what a special service is, though the National Police Chief Council published guideline in April 2019 that police forces will have to comply with when exercising discretion under the S25 to provide a special service. This is to ensure that there is uniform application throughout the UK and policing services. So this is why Harry's like, yeah, I have to fight for it. You need to tell me why I cannot get it, because based on the law, I should be able to get it. Okay, why a claim for judicial review? Under the Police Act 1996, an individual can ask the police to use the special service, but they cannot compel them to do so since the service is discretionary. A judicial review is a legal remedy used to challenge certain discretion, action, or failures to act of public bodies, such as local authorities, and the exercise of their public functions. It is also a way of compelling a public body to make a decision or to exercise discretion where the law has placed them under a duty to do so. Wow. The claim will be brought to the High Court. Okay, so he's going to go to court to review it. It's not a lawsuit, by the way. We need to make this clear. I hope she mentioned it here. It's not a lawsuit. What Harry is doing here is challenging what's in the book. Why the police is telling me, no, I cannot get police protection when my family is here. Why? This is the review. Why is this? So he wants to know. Otherwise, he can go back over there with his family, even himself. Okay, the claim will be brought to the High Court, who will likely be asked to compel the police to provide these special services to the Duke and his family when in the UK. This is known as a mandatory order. Oh shit. A mandatory order. So the court is going to say, you're going to have to do it. I don't care if you don't, you're going to have to do it. Okay, interestingly, the Queen's name will be included within the case title as a formality. This reflects the historical position where Her Majesty Judiciary on her behalf acted in a supervisory capacity. However, the Queen will have no involvement in the proceeding. What will happen? Okay, after the claim is filed, the Home Office will have 21 days to provide any written reply as to why they consider the claim should not proceed. The court will decide on the paper whether the claim has sufficient merit to proceed. So the court is gonna say, yeah, you need to provide, you are required to provide security for Harry. And now after that judgment, okay, the police gonna have to, if they object to it or whatever, so now they're gonna have to tell the court why they cannot do it. Why they cannot do it. Okay, so they need to provide sufficient merit to proceed. Okay, this is known as the permission stage. The threshold for a judicial review is high, and the court are generally reluctant to intervene unless there is a very clear evidence that the authority is acting unlawfully. Such cases are therefore very rare. As the Duke claim isn't urgent, for example, most of my cases are usually urgent as they generally involve a challenge to an unlawful decision by a local authority that will result in a vulnerable person being placed onto the street. It therefore could take a few months for permission to be considered. The judge can make one of the following orders. Okay. 1. To grant permission to proceed with the claim if the judge accepts that the Duke has an arguable case. And they are actually at that stage right now, because I think Harry already plead his case why he should get the security. So I think right now they are in the at the stage, the judges are at the stage of thinking or whether or not they should. I think now the judges are reviewing Harry's plea to see what they should do, what decision they should make, but I don't think the judges have come out yet. I think that was sometime last week. In other words, they're thinking of what they should do with what Harry has presented. I think that's the stage they are up to now. Or to refuse permission if the judge consider the claim is unarguable. Remember, Harry already provided his argue, and I think one of the videos that came out live yesterday was one of them. Okay, I'll put the screenshot of that. To order that, okay, the third, okay, to refuse permission and certify the claim as, quote, totally without merit, end quote, if the judge consider the claim to be hopeless. Okay, to order, or that's 4, ordered that permission be considered at an oral hearing if the judge is not sure whether the claim is arguable and would like to hear oral argument on that point. To tell you the truth, as much as I want Harry to get that win, I would like to hear the oral argument. I would like to know why the police don't want to do that. That would be a kicker. Okay, the last one, to order that the question of permission be decided at a hearing with the final hearing to follow immediate afterward. If permission is granted, this is often referred to as a roll-up hearing. An order of this sort of is often made in cases that the judge consider are too complicated to grant permission without a hearing but need to be here and decided urgently. Now, this one, I don't know how the judge, when things go to court, you never know how thing is gonna play out. This is clear, clean, simple, because other people have done it. You know, we've come across a couple screenshot of celebrities who've got police protection at their wedding and all of that. So let me finish the article. If permission is refused, any request that the decision be reconsidered at an oral hearing must be made within 7 days unless the case has been certified as totally without merit, in which case the claim cannot proceed further. All right, so Kay, Hodge, John, and Alan are experts in public law and are vastly experienced in bringing claim for judicial review against public bodies. And when challenging housing decision, to talk to one of our specialists about your situation, get in touch with us. There's the number. All right, so I thought that was very interesting to bring to you. So the link of this article is in the description. All right, so let's do a prayer for justice. Okay, prayer for justice. Should we add to prevail? Let's focus on justice only. All right, so there's this. Keep us, Father, from trying to take matters into our own hands, for vengeance is yours and you will repay. But Lord, in your grace and mercy, we pray that you will give justice and peace to all those that have been cruelly and unfairly treated by their fellow men, and may injustice and carelessness that they have to. All right, so let's do an image for my thumbnails. I don't know, my thing went into that one. It's very blurry, but let's see if I can make it. Almighty God, who created us in your image, grant us grace fearlessly to contend against evil and to make no peace with oppression. Okay, and that we may prevently use our freedom, help us to employ it in the maintenance of justice in our communities and among the nations. Wow, so all of the articles that I read sort of fit perfectly into this. To the glory of your holy name, through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen. Wow, it's very blurry. So I think it fits perfectly. That's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. And those who have donated, thank you. And new subscribers, welcome. So that's it. Let me start editing.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.